Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to install a Facebook pixel on your website, but more importantly, talk about what it actually is and why it is absolutely essential to use it, even if you're just selling products on Amazon. Let's get started. Welcome to the channel today. Hope you're doing really well. Really glad that you're with me watching this video today. And if building a business of substance is something that you would love to do, then consider subscribing to this channel, because that's exactly what I'm aiming to do. And I really would love to bring you on that journey with me. I release videos every single week teaching you the mindsets and also the skill sets to be able to do exactly that. So today we're talking about the Facebook pixel. Now, this little bit of code is a marketer's dream. The Facebook pixel is simply a line of code that you place on your website that enables you to track certain things, and it actually is such an asset to your arsenal if you are someone who is a marketer. And if you have a business selling products, then you really should be learning more about marketing, because it is the way of connecting yourself with buyers. Social media channels are becoming more and more difficult to push organic content to the right kind of customers, and paid traffic is becoming more and more essential. Unfortunately, that's how Facebook and Google are making it happen, and they ultimately are the ones that control the internet. And so we can either moan about that, or we can get on board with that and be successful in that environment. And so today I'm going to show you one of the absolute fundamentals of how to do it. And if you're selling on Amazon, it's absolutely essential, because what this is doing is it's helping you build a real business. Now, a lot of people, they say,
well, you don't need to have your own website, don't need to build a brand, just sell on Amazon because that's where all the revenue is.
But if you are someone that wants to build a business for more than just revenue, and I would argue that even by doing it you're going to create more revenue and more value, then having your own assets like your own website, social media, having your own email list, having your own customer database, all of these things are becoming more and more essential, and it is going to become a bigger part of what I am teaching, because I really believe that Amazon is an amazing launch platform, but that is only the very first step to building a real brand that has real value, that can make a real impact. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to do this just for money. The money's great and it helps me to live a good life and all those kind of things, but I want to make an impact on the world, and I know there are some people out there who want to do the same. So a lot of people leave the Facebook pixel situation until they go to run paid ads on Facebook. And now, whilst that's okay, it's not the optimal way of doing things, because what you're missing out on is a whole load of data. So what I would encourage you to do, if you ever begin sending traffic anywhere other than Amazon, which you should be doing as soon as possible, is that's the time to install your Facebook pixel. And now you can do this by using different services, like special landing page services made for brands just on Amazon. But I would highly recommend looking at and developing the skill set to be able to run and manage your own website, whether that's on Shopify, Wix, Squarespace, any of these options. They're super easy to use and relatively affordable as well. We use Shopify, and I would highly recommend it because of the integrations, because of the systems you can use. But obviously have an explore with that and see what's the best for you. But once you've got your site, what you really want to be doing is installing the Facebook pixel, because that means that every time you send someone to your site, it's going to pixel that user and it's going to gather data about them. Now, if that worries you or scares you, don't worry, because GDPR is kind of controlling a lot of this stuff, and it is mostly healthy stuff. There, of course, like any industry, there are some dark aspects to it, but as marketers, we can stay away from that and be ethical about the way we market. There is plenty of ways to do that, so do not worry. This is completely above board and completely ethical. So now, after this video, once you know how to put your pixel on your website, you're going to have that there. And every time you run a launch, rather than sending them direct to Amazon, you can send them to your website. And not only are you going to be able to let them know about your product, give them instructions about the launch, and then send them to Amazon, meaning you're going to get more targeted traffic, but now also you're going to be able to use the pixel data to perform a whole load of different things for you. There's loads, but just briefly, I just want to go into a few. First and foremost, you're going to be able to do something called retargeting. Retargeting is when you go on Facebook after having previously been on a website, you all of a sudden start to see ads for that website pop up. Initially, that seemed spooky to a lot of people, but now we understand that's because of the Facebook pixel, because you visited a website and that pixel has tracked your visit, and then that business wants to show you ads so that they stay on the top of your mind. And again, I think that's totally fine, because often we are busy and we look at something and then we don't complete our purchase, but then we go away and we come back and we're reminded about it. And that's a really great strategy that you can use for marketing your business. It's reminding people, hey, I'm still here, you didn't complete your purchase, come back and get the good stuff. And that's how we use retargeting. So you can do that. We're encouraging people to come back and buy. When you're selling on Amazon, and one of the big things you want to do is generate reviews, this is a great option for you too. If you're sending someone to your website in the midst of a launch, then you can then retarget those same people, asking them if they bought your product, and if they did they like it, can you let us know? And there's a bunch of different ways you can then obviously begin to build out that advertising. The second thing the Pixel helps you to do is optimize your ads. It helps you to optimize your ads moving forward, because you can do something called optimizing for objectives, which basically means that Facebook give you these objectives when you start running ads. You can run ads that your objective is just getting traffic to your website, or getting a lead, which is like a name and an email address, or getting a purchase, which is obvious. There's a bunch of different objectives, and what you can do by gathering this Pixel data is begin to optimize your ads for certain objectives. And so that means that Facebook will begin to show your ads to people that are more likely to take the objective that you have defined. So if you define the objective as a purchase, Facebook will show that ad to people who are more likely, based on the data that Facebook holds about them, to actually convert into a sale, which is good for you, because it means that your ad spend is more efficient, because it's optimized towards people that are going to take the action that you're desiring them to take. And then finally, another super powerful thing you can do is you can begin to build that customer database. Now, you might not have their name and email address, and you might not never know anything about them or see anything about them, and they may never buy anything from you, but the sheer volume of data that you can collect from this helps you to, number one, be able to, as I said, retarget those actual visitors. But number two, you can build lookalike audiences from the people that have visited your website that Facebook knows, because they have thousands of data points on every person. They know that those people are very similar to the people that have been to your website, and then you can begin pushing ads out to them. It's one of the cheapest forms of advertising, and something I would highly recommend you look into getting started. So now I realized if you're new to marketing, a lot of what I said might have gone way over your head, but don't worry, I'm going to show you the step-by-step now of how to actually install this Facebook Pixel. And once it's installed, that's the first step, because then everything else you can learn after that. But you really want to try and get it installed as soon as possible so that it can start gathering data. So let's take a look at how we install it. All right, so I'm going to show you a real live version of me installing a Facebook Pixel. As you know, we mentioned in the video, previous videos, that we just launched Optimize to a public audience. Our Amazon optimization agency is designed to optimize your Amazon presence so that you can work less hours, make more money, and create more impact. And we've had this just inside our student community for a long time, and so we haven't had the need to run any ads. Also, rather wrongly, based on the advice I've given you, haven't put the Pixel on there yet, because we weren't looking, like I say, to run any ads. It was a small kind of beta group that the Pixel data would have helped, but been busy, had lots of other things on. So now I'm getting around to doing it. And so I thought, rather than give you some kind of polished tutorial based on what I'd already done, you can see me sort of hack my way through it. It's been a few months since I put a Pixel on a website, so this is my first time going back through it after a few months. So I'm going to sort of talk you through what I am doing. So with Optimize, like our private label brands, we're using Shopify. I just believe that Shopify is the best system out there for e-commerce, aside from Amazon, of course. It just has the greatest systems, it has the greatest integrations, the app availability, so much in there that there's just a great deal there. So this is how we would do it for Shopify, which again I would recommend if you're building a private label brand. But if you want to keep it a bit on the cheaper side, or using something like Wix, or even if you're looking for something like again a little bit different, like Squarespace you may be using, or even WordPress if you got a bit of technical know-how, then whatever you're using, the process will be relatively similar, because thankfully now these systems, these applications all have a very simple process for installing a Facebook Pixel, which is great, because it means that the code gets loaded onto each of your pages. It means that you don't have to be an expert. But if you aren't using one of these systems and have built the website some other way, then I would just speak to whoever built the website for you and ask them to install the code for you. Again, it should be a fairly simple process, but we're going to show you in Optimize here, but also I'm going to show you from within the Facebook manager. So let's jump into Facebook to be able to firstly create this pixel. Now, in order to get to this page here, what you're going to need to do on your Facebook profile in the top right corner is there's a little drop down arrow, which if you click on that, it will give you an option that should say manage ads. And now if you've never done an ad before or you're brand new to this, then it will take you through the setup process to set up ads manager. What I would recommend is going the whole way and creating a business manager, a business account on Facebook, because if you're going to own a brand, then you really are going to want to learn how to be a marketer, and Facebook is one of the great platforms for that. You're going to want to have a page for your brand, which again is something you'll need business manager to really manage effectively. So you're going to, once you set that up, what you're going to need to do is come up to the top left menu and you come to all tools, and under events manager here, you want this one here that says pixels. So you should have all of these options available to you within business manager, but if you're just using ads manager, again, this should be available to you. So you come in here to pixels and it will load up this screen here. It will say data sources and you want to come to create a pixel. Like I say, relatively simple process. You just name it. So I'm going to leave this as Optimize's pixel, and then you check your website here. So let's put in the website, which by the time you watch this will be optimize.com and not optimize.co, but there it is. That's what it is right now. So just to make sure that this works, I'm going to do it now. Then it's going to give you the options of how to install this stuff. Like I say, if you're using anything like Shopify, WordPress, Squarespace, as it's listed here, you should just be able to use this one. If not, then there are other options available to you here. They just are a little bit more complex. But you come to that first one, and then you're going to choose which software solution you're using. In our instance, it's Shopify. Facebook will ask if you want to grow your audience size. I would leave that as it is, and then you're going to go on to settings here. So it's going to basically walk you through exactly how you're going to install this. So we're going to select online store, which is what we've already done on Shopify, and then we're going to do continue, and then we're going to select preferences. So we're going to come down and select preferences. And then it tells us to copy and paste your pixel ID, which is this one here. So I'm just going to copy that. And then you're going to come down to where it says Facebook pixel and literally just paste it in there and click save. And we'll go back and see what it says next. Click save and then continue. And you've got to verify that your pixel is working. So we're going to again put optimize.co, but will be now, by the time you're watching this, .com, send test traffic. And then it's going to load, and what this basically is checking is that your pixel is firing, and as you can see, it's come up active, last received in the last hour. That's checking that when a page loads, the pixel is working, and that means that every time that someone's going to go onto your website, it's going to do all the things I talked about it doing earlier. Just click continue, and then it's going to give you the confirmation, and then you can go in and you can test individual events like purchase and all that kind of stuff if you really want to. But those are the basics of how to set it up, and you can begin to create some ads off the back of that. You can then begin to create audiences, which are like maybe people that have visited in the last 90 days but haven't bought, or people that have visited checkout but haven't bought, or maybe people that have purchased in the last 90 days that are, potential for repeat custom. All those different things that you can set up when you are generating traffic on your website and then also generating sales on your website. So this is something that you might think I will leave to down the line, but even if you're not selling on your website, I still would highly recommend getting the pixel installed on your website, because it's going to help you with a whole bunch of other things like data collection, like running ads for launches, so on and so forth. If you have found that helpful in any way, please do smash that like button so more people are going to be able to see it and benefit from the knowledge. And if you do want to learn more about running launches on Facebook, check out this video here where I talk all about how I've done that. If you haven't already, please do subscribe for more content like this, and I will see you in the next one real soon.